Hey guys, and welcome back to Tech Explained. I'm your host, Sid Pan, and that intro, it's pretty new. I'm trying something new, starting the new year's off with something new. I think I said the word new 5 times in the past 30 seconds. But talking about 2021, we made it. 2021 is over. Um, it didn't seem like it was. Instead of seeming like one year, seemed like a decade. Um, My point is, it was a really long time, and it was really tough on us. But one of the positive things is that the tech industry, it slowed down a bit at the start, and then it just steamrolled. It just went on and on. There wasn't many interruptions in the technology world in 2020 after coronavirus started. In fact, the events that the companies were holding, for like the biggest mention would be Apple, what they did with their event, that was pretty cool. And I don't know, I might actually like the virtual events better than the live events. And if they keep doing that in the future, that'd be pretty cool because I actually liked the virtual events better than the um, in-person events. So, if you guys haven't already figured out by literally reading the title down below the video what the video is going to be about, then let me inform you. It's going to be about what I'm looking forward to in 2021. And this may not coincide with what you guys are looking forward to in 2021. So, feel free to go down into the comment section below and tell me what you're looking forward to 2021. It could be anything. It could be technology. It could be sports. Anything. Talking about sports, if you play soccer, um, you'll know what I'm talking about, and even if you don't, you still probably will know what I'm talking about. My favorite soccer team, FCB, Football Club Barcelona. They're the host of the greatest player to ever grace the ball or the field, Lionel Messi. I'm sure you've heard his name even if you don't play soccer, or you don't follow soccer that much. Yeah, there have been rumors that he's moving away from Barca. We made some stupid decisions, we made some stupid trades, and my favorite team is falling apart. So that was just a little side note there. But yeah, so those rumors when they started, it was not a very good time for me. But let's talk about tech. And let's start out with the two major phone companies, at least in my opinion, Apple and Samsung. You know, maybe recap a little bit of what they did in 2020 and then try and guess what they'll do in 2021. So we'll start with Apple. Apple reportedly asked Foxconn to design two different shells for foldable phones. Yeah, not Samsung, not the Android market, Apple. That was when I heard that, I immediately thought, foldable phones are going to be in the future. And in my notes that I'm looking at right now, I'm going to talk a little bit more about folding phones later in the podcast. So if you want to stick around to hear that, then you can. But I'm just going to graze over it right now. All I'm saying is that Apple is in the process of gathering information and coming up with a design for a folding phone. Apparently they asked Foxconn to, give them a glimpse of two designs, and I think Apple was being really strategic in foldable phones. A lot of companies, especially in the Android market, like Samsung, a lot of people were making foldable phones. You know, Samsung's Z Flip, you know, yeah, a lot of people were experimenting with foldable phones. Another example, Microsoft, you know, and I think what Apple did is they sat back. They said, okay, this is a potential prospect. This could potentially become something big, but we don't want to go into it yet. We don't want to invest ourselves into it yet. We don't want to spend that much money. We don't want to spend that much resources yet. But as folding phones went on, as they caught more and more traction, um, now Apple is thinking of designing some, if not selling any to the mass market, in 2021. At least they're designing it. They're getting ready to do it. So I'm really, really looking forward to how Apple implements this new market of folding smartphones in that own, you know, very cliche Apple way. Talking about Apple designing new things, I'm gonna throw you a curveball on this one. Maybe you know, maybe you knew, maybe you didn't know. There have been rumors of an Apple car. Yes, you heard me correctly. Apple car. And what I immediately think of when I think of Apple car is Tesla. And obviously Apple did as well. They're seeing the success that Elon Musk has had in this, in this genre of cars. Instead of looking at cars or electric cars to be more specific as an automobile, he looked at cars as a piece of tech, So, and he went forward with the idea, and now he founded Tesla. And if you look at the stocks for Tesla, they're amazing. Um, I think last week or the week before that, I was looking at Tesla stocks and it was like at 706 USD, and I looked at the graph and it's just going up. It's all in green, you know. So looking at the success that Tesla has had and Elon Musk has had in this automobile company, but selling it more as a phone, more as a technology product than a product to get you from point A to point B. And I think Apple, they look at that and they're like, hey, we're a pretty established technology company, We're like the big kahuna of the phone market. Everybody talks about us. And we got factories, we got resources, we got a bucket load of money. Let's let's see, you know, let's experiment because obviously, if you guys haven't seen it yet, obviously electric cars are the future. Again, banking off of Tesla's success, electric cars are for sure the future. I think we can confirm that. I think we can all agree on that. Um, but they're looking up to Elon Musk. In this case, Elon Musk is a big brother. And who knows? This opens so many possibilities. Apple is a technology company, maybe going into the electric car market, and Tesla is an electric car company, maybe possibly going into the technology market. The Tesla phone, Tesla computer, Tesla tablet, something. That's what I'm looking forward to. Probably more than the Apple car, is I'm looking forward to, Tesla invading Apple space, And I didn't really um, research about this a lot, but I'm pretty sure people at Apple and Elon Musk, Tim Cook, I'm pretty sure that's his name. Tim Cook and Elon Musk, they kind of went head to head, and I'm pretty sure one company was trying to buy the other or something at 1/10 of its price or whatever. I didn't really look into that much, but it seems that there's a little bit of drama going on between Apple and Tesla, and so I'm looking forward to three things in 2021. And of course, the reports that have come in, they've said that the Apple car is long in the making. They're doing their research. You know, they're coming up with designs. They're coming up with ideas. At this point, they're brainstorming, and the earliest people are suspecting, leading, journalists in this area, they're suspecting that Apple will um, most likely will actually start seeing materialistic things, that it won't be any ideas anymore. We'll actually be seeing car designs. We'll actually see them testing the actual car, in 8 years. So 2028, end of 2028 going into 2029. But this is a big thing, and yeah, 2021, they're obviously not going to have an Apple car out and about. You're not going to see an Apple car on the roads anywhere near 2021. But just the news of that coming out and just the thought of, having that and just seeing how Apple progresses with this, that's what I'm really looking forward to for sure. Um, Another point about Apple, um, where are they going with their phones? And stick with me for a little bit. In their iPhone 12s, you don't get a power adapter, and they've very they've publicized quite greatly. Is that a proper sentence? They've publicized quite greatly. I don't know if that's a correct sentence, but they've publicized their MagSafe chargers. Okay, now just look at my string of logic. Okay, iPhone 12, like the latest model, and we're getting into technology that's surpassing a lot of our expectations. 2020, 2021, 2022. So iPhone 12, they take the charger, the AC adapter, out of the box. Or is it AC adapter? I don't know if it's AC adapter, but power adapter. They take the power adapter out of the box. Okay, they say it's for environmental reasons, which doesn't make any sense, but still, iPhone 12, they take the power adapter out of the box, and they promote and start creating MagSafe charging and MagSafe accessories. They were one of the first to take their audio jack out. Other companies laughed at them, but then followed suit a little bit later. Do you see where I'm going with this? If you don't, I'll just blatantly tell you, I think, and a lot of other people do too, the iPhone 13 is going to be portless. There's not going to be a charging port. Lightning port is gone. No port. How do you charge your phone? With their MagSafe charger or other wireless Qi chargers out there. You know? So this is where I think I'm going, because it's just, I think the iPhone 12 and the way that they took the charger out of the box and all of this stuff, I think that's just a predecessor to their bigger, mastermind plan of being the first to take their, the charging port out of their phones, you know? And if we go even farther back, I think they prepared for this even earlier by seeing what would happen if they took out the audio jack, the headphone jack. The 3 millimeter little circle port on your. But yeah, so they experimented with taking out the audio jack, the headphone jack, whatever you want to call it, and they got a bit of backlash. I know for one thing, I wasn't very happy with, you know, getting the audio jack taken out. A lot of other people weren't happy. A lot of companies made fun of Apple for taking their headphone jack out. But look at all the flagships of 2020. They don't have headphone jacks. They don't. They followed suit, because Apple holds such a large part of the market that, if they do something, the other companies have to do it, you know. I'd love to see a flagship with a headphone jack in it. That'd be pretty cool. Bring the headphone jacks back. Hashtag headphone jack back. But yeah, 2021, iPhone 13 comes out, and I'm not gonna be surprised if it doesn't have a port and it's shipped, or maybe not shipped, but well, they'll have to. So yeah, iPhone 13 comes out, it's portless, no lightning port, and it has a MagSafe charger in the box. It was something else I wanted to say. Oh yeah, third party companies, if that happens, they're going to be extremely happy. You know, for one example, Anchor, they make, one of the main things they make is power adapters. So now third party companies who make power adapters, they're going to be happy. They're going to be like, "Oh yeah, iPhone 12 came out. It doesn't have, power. Now come buy our stuff." And people went and bought their stuff, you know. But what happens to those third party companies when you don't even have ports to take advantage of their power adapters, you know. So there's that. Also, sad fact, but Apple users never got to enjoy Type C. Sadly, they did not. On some other products, yes, they did, but on their phones, no Type C. It was Lightning port, you know, for a long time. And now, if what I'm saying is true, next year there's not only not going to be there's not only not going to be a Type C, there's not also not going to be Lightning port. There's going to be nothing. Samsung. Moving on. Look, if I was a big Samsung, I am a big Samsung fan. I really like what they're doing. I really respect what they're doing. I know a lot of my friends who are Samsung fans. Um, but we were let down. We were really, really let down this year. Well, last year from the Note 20. Not the Note 20 Ultra. Note 20 Ultra was a pretty solid phone. But the Note 20, we were let down. Very considerably let down. Plastic back, terrible storage. It's non-expandable too. Bad screen. It was just a bad phone overall. Well, it wasn't a bad phone. If you put that phone in the mid-range market, 700, 600, $700, then it'd be okay. It'd be like okay, it'd be that type of scenario. But it's selling for $1,000 when you have other phones that are selling for what, 800, that are better than the Note 20? Phones that are 700 selling like that are better than the Note 20? So, I think I'm still a Samsung fan, but you know, they had started building up this reputation of an ecosystem that could rival Apple's. But I think with that mistake of the Note 20, they kind of, threw it out of the window. They threw it out the window, not threw it out the window, but as close as they were to competing with Apple's ecosystem, I think they went down. And now they got to work again to get back up there. This year's phones from Samsung, they got to be good. They have to be good if they want to get back in the runnings. S21 it's been announced. A lot of famous tech reviewers on YouTube, they've gone to it. They've been talking about it. I may also talk about it. Go down, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. You won't miss that upload. Um. So yeah, S21, their notes, all their phones this year have got to be pretty good. At least they're at the flagship level. Those experimental phones like the folding smartphones. You know, uh, I have another note written down to talk about that, but they're folding. That's kind of an experiment. That's kind of to see what hits and what misses. You know, so that's okay if they don't do that well, but their flagships, their main lines, those they can't fail this year, or else they're gonna go farther and farther, and the Apple ecosystem is once again gonna completely overshadow Samsung's. More folding phones from Samsung. I think of 2020, the best folding phones were made from Samsung. They came out of Samsung. And I just really like how Samsung's pitching these folding smartphones. They're doing their research, their R&D department's really getting a hustle. They're really doing a good job there. A lot it's it they're doing well there for sure. They're for sure um, bouncing ideas around, and I think that they've gotten a head start. They're pretty far compared to Apple folding when you think of folding phones. Like hold on. There was a wire that was crossed on my desk. Moving on. When you think of folding Apple folding phones and you think of Samsung folding phones in the future, you know, you're gonna probably trust Samsung folding phones a little bit more because they were in the game before Apple. They started this before Apple did, and so that makes sense. Um, so I think when you go to buy folding smartphones in the future, I the company you're probably going to go to first is probably going to be Samsung. So that covers the two big phone companies that I wanted to talk about and where I see them in 2021. AI. And then the rest of my topics are pretty small. But AI, artificial intelligence. In the day and age that we're in right now, you have COVID, you have a lot of things that are just going on. I think AI is pretty. We need it a little bit. We need it a little bit more than what we have right now. And when you think of AI, what comes to your mind? A robot, a robot that can think for itself, feel for itself and stuff. And to some extent, that's correct. That is correct. But AI can also be computer programs that can solve very complex things, that can help us humans do complex equations and figure out complex things. And I think with everything going on right now, breaking down compounds, finding things, researching DNA, finding genetic quirks and stuff, if we had AI that was pretty advanced and that was helping us in these cases, I think we could really, really, just do so much more than what we're doing right now. And I'm not saying that what we're doing right now is bad. I'm just saying that if we could if AI would, and it's going to progress, as years go on, AI is also going to go on. AI is also going to become better and smarter and more intelligent. It's also going to be able to learn things better and learn things faster. So that was my little brief touch on AI. I love looking at AI. I love looking at um, you know, where it's going each year, how it's progressing, because I feel that AI is good up to a certain point. Um, and I think that at a certain point, we're going to need to stop because at that point, it could be that AI takes us over. And instead of helping us, they do some other not very nice things with us. Moving on from AI. Now, my friends that watch this channel are going to know this for sure. Um, But if this is the first time you're here, or if you don't know me, and I don't think I've publicly stated this in any of my past videos, but I play Minecraft, and I am not ashamed to admit it. Minecraft is a beautiful, beautiful game. A lot of people think it's a kid's game. I should be playing like an FPS or an RPG, and stuff like that. And I say, but Minecraft has both those things already. Um, I just really love the versatility and immortality that Minecraft offers you. Uh, if you like that survival RPG role playing, you know, you know, gaming experience, you've got survival. If you like the PvP aspect of gaming, fighting another player, battle royale stuff, Minecraft's got that for you. If you want to use Minecraft as an education tool, you can do that. There's a mode called Minecraft Education. If you want to just go crazy and just build crazy huge things and projects that take up months and years, you can do that. If you like playing with your friends, or if you like managing things and you like bringing groups together, there's you can create a there's just so many possibilities with Minecraft. So if people say, "Oh, you play Minecraft. Oh, that's such a kid's game." No, it's not. Just try it. And some people, even after they try it, they hate it, and I'm not gonna say anything about that because that's your opinion. Um, but I'm but one of my friends, and if he watches this video, he's gonna know who he is. But he's played Minecraft. He's admitted playing Minecraft before, and he still hates it. So there's people like that, but just try it out, and you'll probably like it. So why am I talking about Minecraft? Well, one of the biggest updates, probably the biggest updates ever to the game, is coming to Minecraft. And that is the Minecraft 1.17 Caves and Cliffs update. Now, just take the and cliffs part out, okay? No one really cares about the cliffs part of the update. Sure, we're getting goats and snowier snow, but what everybody really cares about is the caves. The Minecraft community has been asking for a very long time, for years, over a huge span of updates, and they've been asking Mojang that, hey, update the Minecraft caves. When you go into a cave, you know, it's they're very bland. There's just rocks, andesite, that disgusting block that we don't talk about. And if you play Minecraft, you probably know what that block is. It's found in caves, and it's a white bird poopy kind of texture. But I don't speak of that because it is the most disgusting texture in all of Minecraft. So, it's very bland. The caves are very bland. You might find a mine shaft here and there. Maybe you'll find a ravine. But in a normal Minecraft world, in a steady Minecraft world that you play for a few months, you find so many of these. And if you've been playing for a few months or a few years, finding one is just not as exciting. And the Minecraft 1.17 update is going to just completely change the cave generation, mechanics in the first place. You're going to be seeing huge, huge cavernous caves, and then other times you'll be seeing really, 1 by 2 or 1 by 1 little tunnels that are, that crisscross each other. You'll be seeing huge caves with like underground oceans and underground lakes and rivers, you know. So just that in itself is a huge update. And if they would have given that to us as its own separate update without like all the extra stuff that I'll talk about, I would have still been happy, and I'm sure a lot of other people would have still been happy. But we're even more happy because they're adding so much more stuff. Last update, the 1.16 update, the Nether update, they revamped the Nether, which was also pretty hyped. They added biomes to the Nether, and they're adding biomes to the caves as well. You have, you know, you have where the new mob that they're adding, the Warden, lives. You have like these geodes. You have the lush caves. You have the deep darks, or the dark deeps, dark depths, deep darks. It's something like that. But you have that. You have so much adversity. You have so much different things going on in those caves, and it's just gonna make digging underground so much more fun. Um, then what else do you have? You have two new mobs. Maybe there'll be more because it hasn't dropped yet. It's reported to drop, I think, in the summer of 2021. So, actually, not that much more time, 3, 4 months. And actually, right now it's January. So, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So, like 4 or 5 months left. And, you know, it's a highly anticipated thing. We've got new blocks, we've got copper, we've got amethyst, we've got um stalactites and stalagmites. We've got a lot of stuff, a lot of new stuff, and that's something I'm really hyped for. I'm more of a um, I play more on the PvP battle royale high pixel side of Minecraft. So, but the Caves and Cliffs update is just so hyped that as soon as it comes out, I'm gonna go and play it with my friends. And I'm also thinking of starting a CMP as soon as the Caves and Cliffs update drops. So, what is a CMP? A CMP is basically survival, which is, gather blocks, make things, and stuff like that. Just basically Minecraft. Well, I can't say that because Minecraft is so many things, but just like the base game of like surviving and getting stuff, but it's on a multiplayer with a bunch of other people, and it's going to be vanilla. That means no modifications, nothing like that. So there's going to be things. So I'm thinking of running a CMP. I'm not sure. And if you want an example, go on YouTube and look up Dream CMP or the really, really like huge CMP that exists right now, Hermitcraft. So go look those up on YouTube and you'll get the general idea. But if you go down, subscribe, and hit the bell notification when I do drop the IP and when I do make it, you'll know. So yeah, pretty hyped for the Minecraft 1.17 Caves and Cliffs update. Now, I think the next things that I'm talking about are pretty small, and I'm not going to really elaborate on them. I don't want the video to get way too long. Asus ROG Phone 4. The Asus ROG Phone was not that good. But nobody looks at the Asus ROG Phone because then the Asus ROG Phone 2 came out. And on paper, that phone is so good. Huge battery, front-facing speakers. Just amazing, 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 amazing phone on the spec list. Amazing phone in general. Asus ROG Phone 3 came out, and this time it had the latest hardware features of that time. The only thing that I think is holding Asus in the phone department back because on paper specs are insane. So if I didn't tell you that, if I just told you the name of the phone, the specs, and I didn't actually show you the real phone, I'm sure a lot of people would buy it for a pretty good amount too, a pretty good amount of money. That's where the design of the phone comes in. If you didn't know, Asus or however you want to pronounce it, I'm pretty sure it's properly pronounced Asus, but Asus, if you didn't know, is a gaming-centered company. They make gaming products. They actually what I'm editing, uploading, and recording on right now is the Asus Tough A15 gaming laptop. So I use an Asus product, and I can tell you that they're a good company. They're a well-trusted company. Um, and so when they ventured into the phone market, as some other gaming companies do, think Razer and their Razer phone, it screams gamer. It's the spec king, but the design just screams gamer. Like if you were in a crowded area, remember those? Remember trips? Remember amusement parks? Yeah. But just putting all the circumstances of the world aside, if you were in a crowded area or if you were in, an amusement park. Let's think of amusement park. And you pulled out that phone and you started talking on it. People, it's loud. And not loud as in the speakers are loud, which they are, which is another thing that phone has that's really good. They're loud speakers. But it's loud as in the design is loud. It screams gamer. The Asus logo on the back is literally RGB. It literally has RGB lighting on it, and it just screams that, hey, this is a gaming product, you know. And I think because of that, it's aiming a very specific group of individuals. It's aiming a very specific percentage of the phone market. And so I think that's what's holding other people back from buying that phone. You know, if they trimmed the RGB off, if they made the camera a bit better, and they just made it look low key, if they made it look like a phone and it didn't scream gamer as soon as you took it out of your pocket or put it down on the dinner table or at the restaurants wherever you're at, it would be such a good phone. It would be an amazing, amazing phone. You know, it has all the hardware specs. You know, the camera's improved, and you can actually use it in public without getting embarrassed or without telling everybody in a 20 feet radius that I'm a gamer. You know, it would just attack so many more. It would just attack such a bigger portion of the market in a positive way. So there's that. Asus ROG Phone 4, Asus. If you do this with the if you do this with the fourth edition to the ROG line, I can tell you your phone's going to be a banger. Wireless charging, as we've already said, almost at like the very beginning of the podcast, I'm pretty sure that, and not only me, a lot of other people are also pretty sure that that phones in general are going to a portless future with no charging, no charging port. And because of that, wireless charging is a big deal. You know, the mainstream charging method for wireless is Qi charging. And wireless charging is gonna have to step up its game. It's gonna need to be fast. It's gonna need to be effective. It's gonna need to be good. I don't really have a lot to say on that right now, except the Xiaomi. I don't know the exact name of it. I saw it in a Dope Tech episode from MKBHD's channel, and he showcased a charging pad made by Xiaomi, which basically what it is a charging pad, and it solves the first world problem of putting your device down on a charging pad and lining it up with the coils so that your phone charges. This solves it. You put your device down anywhere on the pad, and a little motor switches on, and you can see the little light switch on, and you can hear the motors moving, you can hear it moving, and you can see it moving right underneath your device. And then your device charges. Isn't that, when I saw that, I was amazed. I was like, wow, that is cool. That is really, really cool. You put your wireless earbuds, you put anything that can Qi charge down without worrying about placing it. I mean, it can be like absurd, like the tip of your device can't be on the tip of the charge. Like, you get the general idea, but you can't really miss with it. You put it down, and yet you don't really have to. You can trust it that it'll charge. You know, usually on wireless chargers, you have to put the phone down. You have to wait until you get the little animation that says it's charging, and then even then, you might check on it once or twice to see if it stopped charging or if it's some problem. This eliminates it. Another cool thing is that if you put two devices on, if you put a device on first and then another device, what it does is that little mini motor, it goes to your first device, and then after that device is at 100%, it then moves to your second device. So you could leave like two devices, three devices on it overnight, and it could probably go through all of them overnight. It depends on it. Of course, it depends, but there is a possibility, especially I know for sure it could do that with two devices on. It goes from one device to the other, and it charges. Both of your things charge on the same pad. So I don't know the price of it. I don't know the exact model name of it. It was just a really cool thing I saw on MKBHD's channel. So yeah. Folding phones. I wanted to talk about folding phones in 2021 because obviously we've seen that companies are doing it. Other companies, Apple, they're getting interested in the folding phone department. Microsoft tried something. Samsung's been trying something. A lot of phones in the Android market are trying something. We've, you know, there's been rumors and reports of Apple designing folding phones. And so when do I think phones will actually hit the mass market? Well, I think if you make a good hinge and if you make a good phone for a good price, people will buy it. Simple. If the folding phone comes out and it has good specs, maybe not flagship level specs, but it has good specs, it has it has a good hinge, it has good protection on it. No, when you shut it, the screen doesn't crack. And it's for a reasonable price, then yeah, people will buy it. The thing is right now folding smartphones, I should specify folding smartphones, um, they're in like the upper thousands. So, well, not in the upper thousands, but they're in the thousands. And for an idea that's it's like a hit or miss idea in the thousands, not a lot of people are going to go for it. But if someone, it could be Apple, it could be Samsung, it could be any big player in the phone industry, or it doesn't even have to be in the phone industry. Who knows? Maybe Tesla will come out with a folding smartphone and that'll hit the market. But if any company creates a banger, the specs are a banger, the design is a banger, the build is a banger, and the price is a banger, it'll be a banger with the mass with mass consumers and the mass public. Now, I just wanted to end the podcast on COVID-19. Obviously, that's not really about tech, uh, but I just wanted to address it. Look, I don't want to get too political or too controversial on this. All I want to say is that we're humans. We have mastered the elements. We have come so far. If we can, and of course, there have been falls along the way, we're destroying nature and stuff. But my point is, we have a big brain. We are intelligent. If we use that intelligence on something, on fixing COVID, if we just siphon that intelligence to fixing COVID, it can be gone. It can be done. We can have a vaccine out to the mass public and we could defeat COVID by the end of 2021. It can be done if we focus on the correct things. If we use our intelligence for the right things, not the wrong things. So that's where I want to end the podcast, guys. Please go down in the comment section below and tell me what you're looking forward to in 2021. If you haven't already subscribed, turn on the bell notifications so you never ever miss an upload. And hit the thumbs up because that motivates me a lot. That just motivates me a lot to keep doing these podcasts and to just keep this entertainment coming out to you guys. Um, So, yeah. So that was what I was looking forward to 2021. And thank you guys so much for tuning into Tech Explained. I'm your host Sid Pan, and I'll see you later. Peace out.